Ocean View Motel and Casino. Dream logic. The light switch cord. Door marked with black pyramid.
I don't think this is the DLC. I think it's a regular part of the game. What does that say? Director use only. Hotline is designated for director use only. Disregard of this policy may result in fatal psychic trauma. Can't read that. Notice, Ocean View Motel and Casino entry point. Catalyst light switch. The law of three applies. Ritual attunement required. Agent must orient and anchor Motel to their personal frequencies. Stand here, mind the gap.
Whoa. Have we been here before? No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country, on the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of them, like something recognized from a dream.
There's the pyramid. All these different symbols on the doors. We probably need the key though, right? See what happens. Yeah. Traverse the Ocean View Hotel. Okay, here we go. Totally normal day. Not even going to try to open that. So forget about what I said about Alan Wake. I don't think this has anything to do with it.
Hello? Anyone here?
Two. Freaking quiet in here. This is pretty spooky. Now we can go in there, right? No? I can't use my powers here? I don't have a gun. Did I miss something in this room? Oh, it's changing the door that opens. So we either need to find a key or janitor or a cord? Power cord? There we go.
Key has a black pyramid on it.
That's exactly what they talked about. Let's check the other rooms. Oh, it's only opening the ones on the left side. Okay. Good start. And there's the cord. Or is it it's a light cord, I guess, right? Like we're turning lights on and off. Oh, this is bizarre. Call the board log. Complete the astral plane challenge. Another one? I would allow you to contact the extra dimensional entities. Oh, fuck! Ah! What? How do I use the hotline? I thought I could talk to it. Hotline. Okay. I think I just have to run past them? Okay. So these aren't things that we can kill, it appears. So that's the case right now. I don't really understand what this is supposed to be teaching me, though. Past cells. Compulsive weekly calls. In the menu. Emily instructs Jesse to find the hotline, an object of power, form an old telephone to understand the messages from the dead director trying to communicate with her. They hope he can provide insight into the Hiss invasion. On her way to the hotline, Jesse gains the launch ability. By binding the floppy disk, another object of power, she's forced to fight the Hiss corrupted head, communications Alberto Tomasi.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
That was the director looking at that video. But now we're picking up the phone. This is trippy.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
Uh-oh.
I have it. The hotline. I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo. An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
That was a lot of stuff. What? Hotline. Control points.
It took us a long time to learn how to stabilize the control points, the ley lines, the meridians of the oldest house. Darling found a way to soothe this beast. We discovered we must cleanse control points of all interference. It's my duty as the director, like Northmore before me. I couldn't manage it in my own house, at my home. I'll damn well do it here. Without the control points, the oldest house would swallow us alive. We'd be sealed inside an endless labyrinth, and no one would hear our screams. If an enemy ever managed to corrupt the control points, It'd be over fast, spreading like a cancer, leaping over the fire breaks like a crown fire. They are the weak point. Darling's right about that. He's wrong about everything else. Dangerously wrong. Suspiciously wrong. Has he been compromised?
That's kind of the impression that we got when we were talking to Emily too, right? I'm gonna watch all this stuff because this is very fucking interesting.
I can hear the hotline ringing in my dreams, constantly ringing. Ringing so loud I can't hear the voice I'm straining to understand. Why don't I pick up? It's a secure line of communication with the board. They would tell me what I need to know. Do I fear their answers? Would they have warned me of this threat? I didn't see it coming. The traitor in our midst. A conspiracy plotted right behind me. I can't trust anyone. I must assume all my intel has been manipulated. The hotline is the only channel I can trust. Bind it, control it. The rule and the ritual with objects of power. It can't be tampered with. The lifeline to the astral plane and the board. I must seek guidance. Soon. I'll rest first. I'm so tired. Always tired now. But I must reach the hotline. I think I'm under attack. An attack of dementia, exhaustion. It's a brain cloud making me forget. The hotline. I must reach the hotline.
The coming storm? Isn't that like a QAnon thing?
A director needs a team. My management
Okay,
team.
we just saw this one, right?
These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. They have proven themselves. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations.
Okay, we're good with that one. We just saw it.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino is a familiar friend to me. I stayed in countless motels like it while investigating AWEs across the country, back in my field agent days. Those roadside motels all bleed together like a dream. Same and not the same. Anywhere and nowhere.
Didn't we say this?
The Ocean View operates on dream.
Or did he just tell us this and I'm getting confused?
Cord leaks out to be found in the most unexpected places.
This game's messing with my mind!
And sometimes successfully encouraged to appear and act as a convenient lock to keep out those not trained in dreamscape navigation. Even Bureau veterans can only find one key in the motel.
We only found one key.
A key that opens the door marked with the inverted black pyramid. The rest, the many other doors, are still mysteries to us.
I have a feeling we're going to be going back to that motel.
Guests there. Even the board. Sometimes I need to visit, just to breathe easier for a while. It beats the numb, sterile apartment I spend my nights in, insulated from everything but myself. I guess that's where the whiskey comes in.
It's kind of cool. So I guess they connected Alan Wake to this by saying that that incident was an AWE.
Something's coming. The whispers growing louder. The worst winter storm in Bureau history. A retribution for my sins. Our sins. This threat could destroy the Bureau, everything I've built. Destroy me. A web spun, turning this place against me. I catch glimpses of it in the corner of my eye. It's just out of reach. Elusive. It's clever. A perverse game of hide and seek. Is this part of an attack? Obfuscating the facts. Dimming my eyes. It's hard to tell. I need answers. I haven't heard back from Darling. I fear for my friend, my closest ally. I think we made a terrible mistake all those years ago.
What'd you
The thing
do?
we studies is putting us all in danger.
Uh-oh.
It's my duty as director to keep the Bureau safe. It'll be difficult. What's done can't be undone. There's no easy fix. Magical thinking is a requirement for survival. Pain and suffering are mandatory. To change things, you have to break yourself. I don't know if I have the strength. I'm old and weak. I'm afraid. I can see my hands trembling. I'm losing control.
Cool. Okay. Final one. We expect independence, dependence. The game. Yeah, okay. Hotline. Object power 3. Objects should be inaccessible for use except for to the director. Description. Per utility. Object is a 1960s era red bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs blank. The object allows the director to communicate with the board. If used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal mental damage of some kind. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. Background. The object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including blank and blank, but its origin remains unknown.
All right, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the...
Okay, we heard that. Sorry if I listen to stuff more than...
People react strongly when I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
Sorry if I read or listen to stuff multiple times. I might have forgotten that I listened to or read it before. And it's fine, it kind of concentrates it in my mind if I do that. I think... Ah, this is open now. This is that shortcut that I saw earlier. And there's another one over here, it looks like. Or maybe it's not a shortcut, but same kind of door. Federal Bureau of Control to all executive staff. I know there is some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us as if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the FBC. Light coming in from above. Was this body gone previously too, or was it always there? It was there when we entered. I was gonna say, let's see if I can remember how to get back to Emily. Ah. Yes, people I don't have to murder. Doesn't show us where the doors we... Oh, I can't use my powers in here. Damn it. Everywhere we're being watched. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. That would really suck. You've got your washroom that you're used to, you know. It just disappears. I feel like either I didn't search this stuff before or it's changing. And this stuff opened up. I definitely, when I went back to look at the previous video when I was editing it, I did notice that that room in the lobby was not there the first time. So things are definitely shifting and adjusting based on what we do. Examination of paranatural topics, collective unconscious. Collective unconscious is defined as a form of the unconscious that is shared in all human minds. From this arises unconscious knowledge linking us through our ancestral heritage. See, it's Jung, right? Report page 12 to 34. Through this collective unconscious, we unknowingly attribute a series of images and archetypes to all elements of our lives. These archetypes are never fixed, but shift and change in tandem with our species and culture. Someone mentioned in the comment section that this game is very much based on Jungian psychology, which I know Carl Jung is. It's Carl Jung, I think. But I don't really know that much about the psychology. This internal belief in the power of images shared by a massive population is blank, in the creation of altered items and objects of power. Sheer amount of blank exuded is extracted to the best representation of that image, being a single object with massive amounts of blank. So much blank. Theoretically, places of power could likewise be formed by the simple power of sustained collective belief. So much blank. Another radio that we can't listen to. I think that's where we came in the first time. Hey, level 1, nice. Summary. Objects of power are unique. It says examination of paranatural topics, objects of power and their para-utility. Compiled by Emily Pope, research specialist, by order of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. OOPs are unique in their capacity to grant certain individuals paranatural abilities. We call these individuals para-utilitarians. I'm getting there. The potency of these abilities depends on the para-utilitarian using the blank. Object of power as an example. Some para-utilitarians can achieve a throw distance of blank, while others are only capable of as little as blank. See the presentation, he talked about that. What exactly determines an individual's paranatural competence is unknown, but it is largely believed that some blank exists within the body, probably metachlorians, and that, like all muscles, it can be exercised. To continue my analysis, I have officially requested access to the Northmore records. That was the previous director, before the one that just died. Considering he is one of the most accomplished para-utilitarians the Bureau has ever seen. Uh-oh, Dr. Darling is still considering this request. I think we're probably going to meet that fellow, Northmore, at some point. Atomic beam. Can you write a formula? Something show the sum? I offer a coffee if you do. Ooh, launch efficiency. So we've got 2 like that now, right? 8 and 9. Hey! Ho! Okay. I think Emily was over here. Oh, she's not in the shelter, right? Oh, there's something though. I'm telling you, it pays off to like go the wrong way sometimes. Examination of control points. Paula Bronte and Lorenzo Dunn. Paula Bronte and Lorenzo Dunn, researchers. Control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of the oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the blank arrangement, pyramid maybe? Some surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. These control points are discovered by blank detection of an unobscured ping using the blank within a 37-foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctures or blank or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology could be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole. Testing has found that certain parts of the building refuse to be blank. Blank's the biggest star of this game. Oh, this is where we progressed before. Oh, it's over here. Up the stairs. To the boardroom. All right,
Jesse,
Emily.
did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry, you made it. I'm glad.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
I'm gonna step on you first. Analysis of Hiss Threat Part 1, confidential, compiled by Emily Pope. By order of us! It's our first order of business. Completed. Summary. Initial encounters with the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, which the director said could be a disaster if there was something that could do that, right? Altered items and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. The only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jesse Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate that she has already been corrupted. The thing in our head, which either, like I was saying, I think it either represents the player or her brother that went missing. That kind of connects with what the director was saying. He was saying that they made a mistake a long time ago and that this Hiss thing might be related to something that that Darling was studying. So that works with it being our brother, maybe. Okay. The only known exception to this could indicate that she's already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption, along with this thing inside of us, right? Or basically the thing inside of us is the one that's doing it. We tested this ability on a Hiss corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seemed to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss. More work to be done. Maybe it's like the opposite resonance. Instead of like it's a destructive resonance instead of a constructive one. So it destroys the Hiss. All right, let's chat.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of
Whoa.
security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Uh-oh.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
Someone else taken over by the
It's
hiss.
impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is.
Time to tell her?
We could find out something that would help us.
Tests?
Is it worth the secret?
I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself. Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
I noticed that Jessie's eyes are kind of like the same color as that the effect that we keep seeing when she's talking to whatever's inside of her. What is this? Are we just here now? Uh-oh.